All right, welcome everyone. We're diving deep today into ways to, make money online.
Mhm.
And we've got this entrepreneur, he's got like 15 years doing this.
Wow.
Yeah, built successful businesses, had some flops too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and he's going to walk us through, get this, his top 5 ways to make money online, like proven methods.
Okay.
And get this, he ranks them. He even ranks them.
That's awesome. So we know what he thinks is best.
Exactly. And he says, get this, the internet gold rush, not over.
Really?
I know. He thinks there's more potential now than ever.
Huh. It's interesting. You always hear people saying it's too late, too saturated.
I know, right? But he's like, nope, still tons of opportunity.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So what's his top recommendation?
Okay, so number 1, drum roll please, selling digital services.
Okay.
He gives it an 8 out of 10.
Solid score.
Yeah, and he's talking about things like, web design,
hmm
video editing, copywriting, basically anything you can do online for someone else.
So like using your skills to, create income.
Exactly.
Okay, so thinking about our listeners out there, what skills do they have that they could like package up and offer? Like maybe you're awesome at graphic design or you write really catchy, marketing stuff.
Right.
Even hobbies. Like, I don't know, photography, crafting. Could you turn that into a service? What do you think?
Yeah, totally. And the entrepreneur actually mentions he had a hard time finding a good video editor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that just goes to show, like, the demand is there.
Makes sense.
So someone out there willing to learn those skills, boom, they could fill that gap.
Totally, but there's a trade-off, right?
Oh, yeah.
He uses his analogy comparing it to being a personal trainer. Like, you can only train so many clients in a day.
Oh, I see.
You hit a limit
Right.
because you're trading your time for money directly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's something to think about, how that limitation, fits with your goals.
Yeah, for sure. If you're looking for that passive income, maybe not the best fit.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so his number 2 pick, e-commerce. 7 out of 10.
Okay, not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and I know e-commerce can seem kind of like intimidating, right?
Yeah, logistics, competition.
Exactly. And he even admits he moved on from it after a few years.
Interesting. But he must have learned something, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he tells this story about this guy in America built a watch brand
Uh-huh.
and sold it for, wait for it, $100 million.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But wasn't e-commerce, like, not his thing anymore?
Right. But here's the thing. This watch brand, it wasn't doing like crazy numbers.
So what's the takeaway then?
It's about building a brand, like a brand that people connect with.
Yeah, like, think about the brands you love. Why do you love them? What do they represent?
Exactly. And that can be super valuable.
More than just selling a ton of stuff.
Right. And he actually says that a successful e-commerce business can be like a stepping stone to other online businesses.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Like imagine you build this awesome online store and then boom, you teach other people how to do it. Oh, I see. So it's about leveraging that success.
Exactly. So think about it. How could you leverage an e-commerce success beyond just selling products?
Yeah.
What other skills or knowledge could you package and share?
That's a great question to consider. Like, what unique experiences or expertise could you bring to the table?
Something to think about for sure. It's wild how one thing can lead to so many possibilities online, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, so moving on. Number 3 on his list, becoming a sales closer.
A closer.
9 out of 10. This is a high score.
Wow, he must really like this one.
He does. He's really enthusiastic about it. Talks about how much money you can make, especially if you're, younger.
Yeah.
Have those good communication skills, sales skills.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, when you think about it, so much of the world is about persuading people.
Right.
Like, whether it's marketing or even just, day-to-day conversations, getting your ideas across. Being able to influence decisions, that's super valuable.
Total. And he's not just saying it. He actually gives numbers, like real figures. Oh, okay. What's he saying?
So he says closers at his company, some are like 24, 25 years old, making, get this, 5,000 to 10,000 euros a month.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, and that's the experienced ones. Even the newbies are making like 2,000, 3,000.
Wow. Okay. So definitely potential there.
Right. And it's interesting because it's not like you need a fancy degree for this.
Yeah, it's about skills.
Like being able to connect with people, build that rapport,
Right. Get them to make that decision.
Exactly. So thinking about you, do you feel like you're a natural at this kind of stuff? Like sales, communication?
It's a good question. Yeah. Do you enjoy that challenge?
Yeah.
Persuading people, building relationships.
Yeah, because even if it doesn't come naturally, maybe it's something worth learning, right?
Definitely. With that kind of earning potential.
Okay, number 4 on his list, investing.
Investing here.
8 out of 10.
Solid.
And this is actually what he's doing now after e-commerce.
Oh, interesting switch.
Yeah, he wanted something, more freedom, location independence.
Makes sense. That's a big draw for a lot of people.
Totally, and he's really quick to point out, investing, it's not just for the rich,
Yeah, that's a common misconception.
He's big on these things called funded accounts.
Funded accounts.
Yeah, where companies give you the money to invest.
Oh, interesting. So less risk.
Exactly, and it kind of fits with his whole philosophy, Financial literacy, it's like basic math. Everyone should know it.
I like that. Yeah, it's important.
And he tells this really powerful story about his grandfather.
Oh.
Worked his whole life, saved money, but then inflation,
Oof. Yeah, that can be rough.
It just shows saving's not enough. You got to make your money grow.
Absolutely. Got to stay ahead of inflation.
All right. And finally, his number 1 pick, the big kahuna, copywriting.
Copywriting, okay.
10 out of 10, perfect score.
Wow. You must really love copywriting.
He raves about it, talks about the lifestyle, the income potential. He even met this, top copywriter in Spain, living the dream.
Huh. So what's so great about copywriting?
Well, think about it. It's basically the art of persuasion, but with words.
Yeah, okay.
And everything's digital now, right? Websites, social media, emails, all that.
True. Someone's got to write all that stuff.
And he tells this story about how he was trying to find good copywriters for his newsletter. Got hundreds of applications.
Wow.
But he was shocked, nobody was actually good.
Really? That many people?
Yeah.
And none of them could write well?
He even said some people were using AI, like ChatGPT.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't cutting it.
So there's a real need for good copywriters then?
Big time. Like a huge opportunity for anyone who can do it well.
That's interesting. So it makes you think, is this something, I could do?
Yeah. Do you like to write? Enjoy playing with words, crafting messages, that kind of thing?
It's a good question to ask yourself, yeah, because clearly there's a demand.
And based on what this entrepreneur is saying, the potential is huge. It sounds like if you can write good copy, you're golden,
Yeah, it's definitely a valuable skill.
And you can just tell, this entrepreneur, he really believes in this stuff.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it in his voice.
So we've covered a lot. Selling services, e-commerce, sales, investing, copywriting.
5 different paths, all online.
Each one, it's got its own, pros and cons.
Exactly. There's no one right answer, right? It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah, what fits your skills, what you're interested in.
And I think that's what's so cool about this entrepreneur's advice.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just talking theory. He's been there, done that.
He's got the scars to prove it.
Exactly. And that makes it so much more, relatable.
So what really stuck out to you from all this? What resonated?
That's a good question. It's like he's given us this toolbox.
Oh, yeah.
Full of different tools. And now it's up to us to choose.
Which one to use, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you could master just one of these skills, which one would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah, think about what excites you, what challenges you, what fits with, your long-term vision.
Maybe you're drawn to the creative side of copywriting, or maybe you're more into the strategy of investing.
Yeah, or maybe you love that, face-to-face or I guess screen-to-screen interaction of sales.
Whatever it is, hopefully this deep dive has given you some ideas.
Some inspiration to get started.
And remember, it's not just about the money, right? It's about finding something that lets you use your talents, build something cool, and, live a life you love.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So that's it for this deep dive. Let us know what you think. Which skill would you choose to master and why?
Yeah, join the conversation.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll catch you on the flip side.